Now I'm going to show you how to create a weighted mean using Microsoft Excel. For this example, I'm going to be using the Center and Spread Week 5 Excel spreadsheet that I created for you. It's available both in our class and through a link in the description for this video. Let's take a look at these data points. We're going to be using the tab called Weighted right there. But if you want to see what it's going to look like when it's all finished, you can click on this tab, Weighted to, and it gives you the outcomes. All right, let's go back to the Weighted tab. We'll do our weighted mean. We use a weighted mean when we can't use an arithmetic mean because there are two things that we need to consider about each data point. So for instance, if you're purchasing fuel for your vehicle, there are two things that are going to contribute to how much it costs each time you fill up. The first would be how many gallons of gasoline you purchase. The second would be how much does each gallon cost. So what we would do is weight the cost of the gasoline by the number of gallons purchased to create a weighted value, and that is the value that we're going to average. Let's see what that looks like. So in this data set, I have values for the cost per gallon. They run from, I don't know, with a $2.90 at the highest down to $2.06. These values may not reflect the cost of gas in your area. I created this during a lockdown and the cost of gas was a lot cheaper back then. Last time I filled up, the numbers were higher, so just use this as an example. The second thing that we have in this data set is the number of gallons purchased. That's in column C. So for instance, 18 gallons were purchased at $2.74. Well, to create the weighted average, we are going to multiply the cost per gallon by the number of gallons purchased. Let's begin by creating our weighted values. I'll use equal sign, and then I'm just going to click on B3. To multiply, we use Shift 8 or asterisk, and then the number of gallons is in C3. And now return. That is the total weight for row 3. But we also need the weighted values all the way down, so I'm going to click on the handle and drag it down to D18. There are the weights for each of these purchases. Well, now I need to create some totals and some averages for these data points. To create the average for cost of gallon, I'm going to put my cursor in B20, equal sign, average, open parentheses. This time I'm going to drag and just capture all of these data points. Return. Average is $2.51 per gallon. Now I'm going to get the total for number of gallons. That's equal sign, sum, add up to get to a total. Open parentheses and drag to capture the data points. Ooh, I think I went a little too far. There we go, that's much better. And enter. So 230 gallons were purchased total with an average of $2.51 per gallon. Now I'm going to get the values for the weights. I need a total. Now for this one, I'll save myself a little time. I'm going to click on this total and just drag it one to the right. There we go. Total number of gallons purchased, 583 and change. And to create this weighted mean, I'm going to use a formula. So I'll start here in D20, type an equal sign, and I want the value in D19, which is the total, and I'm going to divide that by the total number of gallons purchased, which you will find in C19. Now click Return, $2.54. So what I see with my weighted average is that even though the average cost per gallon was $2.51, I spent on average $2.54 per gallon when I use my weighted mean. It gives me a much more honest or true-to-life estimate of the amount of money spent. And that is how I create the weighted mean in Microsoft Excel.